It's the new year, and there's nothing better than to start 2024 fresh, so that's why in this video we'll be talking about the top 10 new romance anime coming out in 2024. Number 10, Aya sometimes hides her feelings in Russian.
Milashka, как ребенок? って言ってもわかんないわよね。いや、全部わかってんだよ、こっちはよ!
Starting off our list is an anime with a really specific title, because why does she only hide her feelings in Russian? Anyway, the anime is set to air in April 2024 and will be animated by studio Doga Kobo. It's all about our girl Alyssa Mikhailvona Kujo, who's half Russian and half Japanese, and was called the school idiot. Because of that, she seems unapproachable, except for our boy Masachika, who's the only one Alyssa gives her attention to. But she made one big mistake.
久世君、大丈夫？ユキさんに頼まれてるのよ。あなたを看病してあげてほしいって。ダブルや。
From the concept alone, this anime is really unique. It's interesting to see how the studio is going to use the whole Russian language. Based on news of the light novel, some are calling it really wholesome and sweet. I mean, who doesn't like a tsundere speaking Russian? I think it's a great and refreshing twist. Number 9, the foolish angel dances with the devil.
悪い、大丈夫か?
Now, this next one sounds like the title of a novel if Harry Potter and Twilight had a baby, or more specifically, what would happen if the devil as a part-timer was set in a high school? Well, it starts with our boy Kutsu, a demon that pretends to be a human to find candidates to help Hell fight angels. That's when he meets Lily, who he tries to recruit, but as you correctly thought, is an angel in disguise.
一筋縄じゃいかないってところを見せてやるよ。別に照れてねえし。
With the first episode on January 9th, 2024, this anime actually sounds really good. The devil is completely falling for the angel even though she revealed her identity, and that's kinda cute. Sure, the animation isn't godly because it's being done by a relatively unknown studio, but if you go past that, it has a really good story, at least based on the trailer. Number 8, Whisper Me a Love Song.
私は先輩に一目惚れをしました。
Yuri fans are eating well this 2024 because Whisper Me a Love Song is coming out. Personally, in terms of Yuri any manga, I would consider this one of the big three. It's about Yuri, who never had a relationship before, but that was until an underclassman named Himari confessed that she loved Yuri. Well, she loved Yuri's music. Now that she finally sees signs of finally getting her own love story, Yuri does her best to make Himari fall for her instead. From the trailer alone, I could already see that the animation is going to be pretty well done. The character designs are really good and modern, and not to mention, Yuri just looks so cool. This Yuri anime also actually has a plot, not just fan service. If they follow the manga, watch out because it's coming out in April 2024, and let's just say, even not Yuri fans will like it. Number 7, Hokkaido gals are super adorable.
ギャルだ。
学校はどこ来るの？
いや、何これ、距離の詰め方。
All Japanese gals are adorable, but there's something about gals from Hokkaido in this anime that just hits different. Just like our boy Tsubasa, who recently moved to Kitami City in Hokkaido, when he saw a gal standing in the snow wearing skirts while the cold feels like literal needles, our hearts are just lit up on fire. Goyaru are just built different because who in their right mind has their bare legs out while living in Hokkaido?
もしかして。
何見てんの?
You might be surprised that it's going to be animated by Studio Silverlink, who not only animated the misfit of the Demon King Academy, but also Ragna Crimson. So this means the anime might have a pretty big budget, but how? I mean, try watching the trailer because the OST is a complete banger. Who knew a Goyaru anime would have this quality, but hey, Dress Up Darling already exists. Number 6, Tales of Wedding Rings.
大きくなったら私と結婚してくれる？
幼いなりに思ったんだ。俺がこの子のことを守ってやらなきゃならない。
Okay, early warning, you might get a stroke at figuring out how the characters' names are spelled. In the Tales of Wedding Rings, our boy Satao always had feelings for his childhood friend Hime. What's weird is that Hime and her grandfather just mysteriously appeared out of nowhere 10 years ago. With the 10th anniversary of their meeting about to come, will Satao finally become a Chad or stay as a beta forever? First of all, the animation resembles Chinese anime more similar to the Apothecary Diaries. Based on the trailer, there's gonna be isekai involved too, so it may be that both of them were teleported to another world. Of course, there's gonna be lots of girls there, and Satao might become more than a Chad after he builds his own harem. The first episode will air on January 6, 2024, and if you still don't know how their names are spelled, just look it up on Mao. Number 5, Unnamed Memory.
俺には沈黙の魔女の呪いがかかっている。
それはあなたがここに来た目的に関係することですか?
Next up is an anime where the main guy doesn't actually look like he's from junior high school. This series follows the story of Oscar, who has a curse where any woman he marries will die. Anyway, he climbs the tower to find the Witch of the Azure Moon and let her break his curse, but after seeing just how much of a beauty she is, he decides who better to be his wife than someone who can actually just be immune to the curse instead.
魔女は怖いものなんです。
お久しぶりです。青き月の魔女殿。
This anime was originally a light novel, and even if it isn't that popular, the ones that have read it says it's actually good. It's straight up fantasy and there's no isekai stuff going on, which is rare nowadays. One reader said it had a bit of everything they would want in a fantasy novel, so I have high hopes for this gonna be turning out great. Number 4, Dr. Elise, the Royal Lady with the Lamp.
周りの人たちすべてを不幸にした一度目の人生。積み重ねた罪を償うため、私は医者になった。
You might be surprised that this anime is actually from a Korean manhwa. Dr. Song Jun, one of the best surgeons in Korea, was the wife of the emperor in her past life who wasn't as well-mannered as her modern self. But after a plane crash, she was reincarnated back into her previous body, and now she tries to not die using her memories as a surgeon.
可能な限りの命を救いたいのです。
So this basically sounds like a villainous anime, but instead of reincarnating in a game or book, she reincarnates as her past self in reality. Technically, just time travel reincarnation. The animation and art style actually has some resemblance to the original manhwa, and I have to admit that the concept sounds cliched and unique at the same time. Will it be better or become ordinary? We'll just have to wait and see once it finishes airing. Number 3, Dan Daden.
うち UFO とか宇宙人とか信じてないから。
いや幽霊なんているわけないでしょ。はあ?
I've read Dan Daden's manga, and I promise you this is going to be the funniest and wildest series that's going to come out this 2024. Our girl Momo meets a boy named Ken who's obsessed with aliens. Meanwhile, she's addicted with ghosts. That's when they try to make a bet on which one is true, and they quickly find out that both are true. They both get in trouble, and let's just say Ken loses the one thing a man needs to pee to a scary grandma. Although the studio isn't MAPPA from the trailer, the animation is already so good, and they need to give the manga even a little bit of justice. Everything that happens here is just so entertaining and extraordinary that I can't explain it to you without sounding like I've been to an asylum. It's definitely an Anime of the Year candidate. Number 2, Villainous Level 99.
ラスボスを超えるポテンシャルを持ち、主人公パーティーの誰より強く、敵キャラしか使えなかった闇属性の魔法が使える。
I may be the hidden boss, but I'm not the Demon Lord. So based on the title, the Demon Lord isn't the hidden boss? Well, in this series, people hate dark hair, and our girl Aruniela Dolkness doesn't only have dark hair, but also has dark type magic. She tries not to stand out, but that was until her being level 99 was leaked, and now everyone thinks she's sus. Especially the heroine of the Otame game, who thinks she's actually the Demon Lord. 遅い。ブラックホール。 We're back with an Otame game, but instead of the MC being smart, she's also really powerful, which adds a bit of spice into the mix. The animation is a mix of 2D and CGI, which isn't that bad, but what makes this series so special is how Uriel actually interacts with other characters. She isn't there for love, but she just wants to survive. Number 1, Chained Soldier.
助かるなら何でもします。
よく言った。ならば今からお前を私の奴隷にする。
Ever thought about being a slave to your favorite waifu? Well, look no further because they already made an anime just about that. In this world, there's a dimension called Mato that houses terrifying creatures. But all hope's not lost because they found the Mato fruit, which is sort of like a devil fruit, but only for women. That's when our boy Yuki was saved by a member of the anti-demon corps named Koyoka, and now he has to become her slave. This sounds like a dream come true for some viewers out there, especially since the waifus here are bangers. The animation has to be awesome to match just how cool the manga is, and from the trailer, it did not disappoint. With all that action, fun, and fan service, it ranks number 1 in our list of the top 10 new romance anime coming out in 2024.